Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy. Peace and Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters. Welcome to the 10K edition of King Said So. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. Let me try it now. I'm going to start with the Bahamas. The Bahamas, the Caribbeans. The Caribbeans are on the comment section always, guys, and they're always reminding me, King, we here. Thank you so much, Caribbean. I appreciate all my African brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. And Cameroon is another country that I sometimes skip. Thank you so much. You guys are on the comment section. I see you. And who else did I skip? Senegal. Senegal is another country that I see on the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in, my Senegalese brothers and sisters. And which other country do I skip from the normal usual? The usual is your Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Namibia, Mozambique, Zambia, South Africa, Kenya. Those are the usual guys that are always on the comment section. And of course, we have the UK and we have the US brothers and sisters, African brothers and sisters. So I want to double up on the video that I did yesterday, of which I see has got a lot of responses, a lot of engagement on the comment section, of which that's something that I encourage, that when you guys have got disagreement with the king and you want to put your views ahead, you make sure that you drop your thoughts on the comment section. I loved it. I enjoy you guys sharing your thoughts on the comment section. So it's crazy how many comments we got on the last video of the Patriotic Alliance or situation on the border. I'll play that video also. I just want to check what am I talking about here. But anyway, I'm not getting the numbers. So yes, guys, 10K, 10,000 subscribers, supporters. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Here we go. Now I want to explain, because people, Africans, just don't get it. When you are a Pan-Africanist, you have to always double up in terms of explaining yourself why you're taking a certain stance. And I think it's very important for when you take a stance about any topic, you have to be well informed and you have to remember where the situation started, where the situation is, and where the situation is going. That is very important when you think about topics such as the one that we have of our Zimbabwean African brothers and sisters crossing the imaginary border, the line between countries, and coming to South Africa seeking for better work, seeking for healthcare, seeking for whatever. So let me start in the beginning. Before I address colored people, because it looks like some colored people, especially those in the Patriotic Alliance, are white people disguised in black skin. They hate the black self so much that they embrace their white self. And you can see that with coloreds just by the language they chose to be their home language, which is Afrikaans. Afrikaans is the youngest language in Africa, and it was by the Dutch people. That Afrikaans is actually a Dutch language. You understand? It's a Dutch language with a little bit of remix here and there, but the Dutch people can hear Afrikaans people speaking, the Afrikaans people can hear the Dutch people speaking. So that's why I'm saying it shows the level of hatred, because the first colored person that was born in South Africa was as a result of a rape case, meaning the Dutch people, the Afrikaner, raping our African beautiful sisters. Whether it was Khoisan or Xhosa, they raped them, and that's how the first African colored person came about. And we can debate a whole range of situations that could have led to a colored person coming to Earth, but basically that is the story that is true. Let me say that. So in the very first beginning, when we speak about Africa, Africa had no borders. We know that. We know that. Uh, by no borders, we don't mean Africa did not have regions. Africa had regions. There was your central region, your SADC. Those things were always there. Egypt, Ethiopia. There was always kings that were ruling and chiefs that were ruling over a particular space of land. Okay, but one thing that Africans had that European people still don't have today is that word Ubuntu. It's very difficult to translate it into English. You guys can help me on the comment section. It's having a high level of humanity towards other people. That is what drove us as African people. So African people, once they saw a visitor, someone coming from somewhere they don't know, like someone coming crossing their land, their region, they will shower that person with food. They will invite them over, tell them stories, allow them to sleep over, and all of that. That is the African way. So once the colonizers started coming in, now Paulo and all of these rubbish people, the the French, the Portuguese, the Germans, the Italians, the Dutch, the British, all of them started coming to Africa. They started cutting off our our country, which was Africa, into small countries, sub-regions, if you can say that. And they started owning that part. But one thing that must amaze you is that they had an agreement. They said, yo, France, I will take this part from here to here. You take Western Africa. I'll see if I can pass something here so that you guys can see which countries dominated which regions of Africa. So from there, they started implementing laws for each country. Usually, those laws are laws that they came with from wherever, Europe and USA, wherever they're coming from. I have a lot to explain. The first time they came to South Africa, let me speak about South Africa in particular. They were shocked. The Portuguese were the first ones to have war with the what you call the Khoisan people. This is recorded in the 14th century, 14 something, 15 something, and 16 something. They fought 3 times with the Khoisan. The story that is not told is that the Khoisan defeated them 3 times. That's why when they came, now they left Northern Cape and went down to Cape Town and started moving up from the coastal areas like that. They were trading perfectly with the Portuguese, the Khoisan people. Why? Because Africans are welcoming people. When Johan Rupert, John van Rensburg started touring South Africa, they started seeing that there's minerals in these countries. Now, the story that you must understand is that they did not find the minerals underground. They found the minerals with us. We already had spear. We knew how to work our science. We already had gold. Our kings were wearing gold. Our people had diamonds. The Khoisan had diamonds. And these people asked, where did you get this precious stone? And then we told them, no, we dig them from here. And they started dominating us in their advanced, I want to say advanced military positions in some cases. Because if you look in the cases of Zulu, it's not the case. So that's how they took African countries over. The report of Van Rensburg to the Dutch, he said, listen, we have gotten to a land like no other. speaking about Africa, saying Africa is a strange land. Number one, there is no prisons. We need to introduce prisons in Africa. Number two, there is no hospitals. These people consult something called a traditional healer, and that's it. Number three, there is no hatred amongst the people. They're living in harmony. No hospitals, no prisons, no formal school are set up like they are doing it in rows, because Africans transferred information verbally. Yeah, I can speak the whole day about this topic, but I want to fast forward because some of you already know the history that I'm talking about. They started killing us. They started raping us. They started hanging us. They started changing our surnames. By changing our surname, they started with the Xhosa and Khoisan people, raping them and producing colored people. That is how colored people came about. They cannot ignore it. Every colored person in their lineage somewhere, not every, most of the colored people in their lineage somewhere, there's a white gene in their body, a white gene. They will tell you my grandmother was white. My what was white. Understand? So with the programming, systematic programming of the mindset of how white people were treating us as black people, colored people grew up wanting to be more white than they are black. You understand? We have to understand where this anger of Gayton Mckenzie is coming from. It's not him. It's the whole race. It's the whole race, almost most of the race. Let me not use words like whole and all. Don't want it. Most of them, because some other colored people, they want to chase their black side. It's like, no, I want my great grandmother was Xhosa, so I want to learn how to speak Xhosa and all that, which is very good. That's what we encourage. 10,000 subscribers. Please, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. So the colored people hating their black genes started chasing against the white genes. Remember, the white genes, when you chase the Afrikaans language, as you know, mooi Afrikaans kan praat. Die boere, hulle het jou baie goeie werk gegee. They did. The white people gave you good work because you could speak Afrikaans. The white people treated you better. That's why our African people started changing surnames. I stay in Northern Cape, so in Northern Cape we get that a lot. Where Northern Cape, Western Cape, Eastern Cape, that's where you get this problem. Where you find if your surname was Tweni, meaning monkey in Tswana. If your surname was Tweni, the African people will ask you, "What is your name? What is your name?" And you would say Twenty. They say, "No man, what is Twenty? What is Twenty?" And you say, "No, Twenty means monkey." Oh, just a api. And then they switch our surnames. So you'll find the people of the lineage of Twenty are calling themselves api. You understand? So that went all because we used to name we used to have surnames like Pukoje, which means Jakwa, and they changed it to jackals. They change it to jackals. So that is what is happening here. So more Africans people, more colored people were not only being born, but being manufactured by choosing Afrikaans as their first language and changing their names. Their heritage is gone. There's nothing you can do. Heritage is out of the window. So that is what is happening. So the black hatred started there. People started despite, if you can't speak Afrikaans, you're a stupid kafir. If you can't, you're a stupid nigger. Kafir means nigger. Not the really, but the same Negro and Kafir, they've got the same amount of impact of insult as a word. Okay, so now post the 80s, the 70s, where now all of this Afrikaans language is being rewarded to such a point where black people were like, no man, we are sick and tired of learning this language. 1976, the youth of Soweto did an uprising, and they said, no, we are tired of learning in this language. We are tired of calling this Bantu education. It's not working for us. We don't want to learn this language. And they were shot and killed for that. Okay? So this is how the apartheid government was punishing people that was rebellious against their rules. Let's fast forward. You guys know this history. I was just giving you background. Now you have a situation where the colored people in 1994 did not transform their mind, did not renew their mind and say, listen, it's 1994. We don't need Afrikaans surnames anymore. We don't need Afrikaans names anymore. What they did is because culture was being built up, not tradition. Culture was built up. There's a culture of colored people. They started embracing it more, and you started seeing it a little bit, a little bit. If you've been to colored schools and colored areas like myself, I've been to 10 different schools. I was a naughty boy. Every school I was being in, they used to chase me away. I specifically, there's a place called AS Terrace in Pretoria, next to East Lane. I went to a primary school there called PS4E, and it's a colored area, but the school was so excellent. The racism we got from our colored peers, we could not understand because some of them looked darker than us. Like, but this is our brothers. Why are they speaking Afrikaans? You understand those type of things, type of confusions is what we had when we were still young. The colored people continuously saw themselves as better from black people, from Africans. That's why sometimes when it suits them, they are black. When it does not suit them, they are colored. But one thing they cannot play around with, they cannot claim to be white. And that's what colored people don't understand. That's why I'm saying a colored person is a white person disguised in a black body. Why? Because of the hatred. Why? Because of the culture of Afrikaners, of Boers. Those people hate us. Now, in the whole of South Africa, I have met many African brothers and sisters. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that Zimbabweans are the most kindest people in Africa. We can debate this as much as you want. I'm meeting a lot of Ethiopians. I'll see if I can take a picture with one of my Ethiopian brother. I'll be with him later tonight. That yeah, let me see if I can slot in a clip here of him speaking.
Yeah, close,
and
close
telling
to
us
here.
where he's
Okay, it's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my Ethiopian brother I was telling you about. Zola, introduce yourself, man.
Hi guys, my name is Zalalam. I came from Ethiopia. I've been like 7 years and 5 months in South Africa. It's been
So, Ethiopian brothers are also kind, eh? Also kind people. They look the same like us. Zimbabweans are they are the soft target of Africa. What is happening in Zimbabwe in terms of their politics? The way Ernest Mnangagwa is abusing the country, the way he took power from Robert Mugabe, the way Robert Mugabe abused his power up to almost his grave. You understand? Zimbabwean people, what happens in Zimbabwe? We South Africans look at it and like, what type of no? Why are you allowing this? Because South Africans are willing to die for the smallest thing you can think about. So politics is at the top of our list. We can die for politics anytime. That's how South Africans are. If we believe that this president is abusing us, like the abuse that you see in Western Africa, families running a country, that nonsense can never fly in South Africa. It's not possible. We just we are just too aggressive as people. As much as we are welcoming as and loving as people, when it comes to standing up for what we believe, South Africans are willing to die easily for what they believe. Zimbabwean is the soft target. Lesotho people that cross the border illegally, according to you, is Zamazamas. Now, Zamazamas are very heavily armed. The Patriot Alliance will not go to Lesotho and do what they did to the Zimbabwean border because the Lesotho people will just shoot back. You'll be just putting your party members in danger. And Gayton will never do that because his mother is Sotho. His mother is Sotho. Someone was correcting me that his father is half colored, half white, half whatever. Gayton Mckenzie is black. Bottom line. So the question then I go to when resolving this issue of the borders is, who determines the citizenship of which culture, of which nation? The white people that came to South Africa by ship, clearly they are not from Africa. Who gave them citizenship? If you want to fight the citizenship, illegal immigrants, illegal people in our country, is the white people. That's who you need to fight first. You understand what I'm saying? Who gave them citizenship? Which king said, okay, now you are South Africans? Shaka Zulu fought with the white settlers when when he was still alive. The greatest recording of Shaka speaking to them, he said, when they said, Baba, we want to speak to you, we want to what you call. In fact, let me play that clip. I think that clip has got copyright on it, so I might upload this 2 times. But let me try to play that clip. I have that clip on my phone. Let's quickly play that clip and listen to it.
This nation you speak of, the fruit of our alliance, who would govern it? There would be representatives sent out from our king, who, together with you, would deliberate, make laws, see to the needs of the people. Your people would know the needs of my people. We would learn each other's needs. How would we live in this nation? As neighbors, village near village. And how would these villages be placed? Zulu, English, Zulu, English, Zulu. The land is vast, Baba. There's plenty of room for all. Without crowding, Febana, you mean Zulu, English. Until our needs become clear. I see. But what would happen, Febana, if after many generations, the children of your children were still unable to learn the needs of my people? If their stars remained different, would they then leave to go back to the lands where you came from? Or would they have learned to love this land so deeply that no other land could be home? What would happen, Febana, if this land, without crowding, became crowded? Which of those unborn children would then be called African? Yours or mine?
So what Shaka Zulu was saying is that, listen, you are here coming from far by ship. You know this is not your land, but you are bearing children in this land. Your children's children and my children's children, which of them are Africans? That is the wisest thing that King Shaka said, according to me. Which children are going to be more African? These children or your children? Or is there going to be a situation where your children born from South Africa are going to know no other land but home than this one? That is what Shaka Zulu was saying. They wouldn't know any other land than home because they were born here, raised here. Their parents were born here, raised here. So now Afrikaners and white people think that this is their land. And in their requisition of land and everything, now they gave themselves citizenship. They gave themselves borders and cut the Zimbabwean brothers and sisters away. When we South Africans were fighting apartheid, we fled to Zimbabwe. We fled to Zambia. We fled to Kenya. We fled to all around Africa, and we got help from all African countries because they saw us as brothers and sisters. They felt our pain. Remember, South Africa is one of the last countries to gain independence. They call it independence. There's no independence. Which was the first country? The first country was in 1985. Which country was it? Was it Burkina Faso? You go in the comment section and tell me. The first African country to gain independence in Africa, but it was late. No, it was not 85. It was 60. The 1960. Let me check that out. Let me check that out. Let me check that out so that we can have so that we can have information. Yes, the first country to gain independence was Ghana, and this was in which year was this? In March 6, 1957, Ghana. Congratulations to Ghana. But where are they today? You understand? We never really got independent. We are not independent. We don't speak our language. We don't control our minerals. We don't control our education system. There's nothing that we do. There's no independence that we do. The independence that we got is to hate each other. Now I see myself better than a Zimbabwean brother. So as a Pan-Africanist, a Pan-Africanist channel, I cannot advocate for rubbish. I cannot advocate for people going and camping at the border crossing and chasing people away. That is not our fight. As a Pan-Africanist, my fight is against the enemy. The Zimbabweans will never be our enemy, ever. Will never be our enemy. By the way, when we greet in Zimbabwe, we say Mangwanani, Makasimba hiri. How are you? Mangwanani, Makasimba hiri. Takasimba. Taura Shishona, Mbichana. I speak Shona a little bit. Mbichana, any South African will understand you when you say Mbichana. Yeah? Huh? So, you know me, I'm a linguist, so I love studying language. You can go on my channel, on my playlist, you will see there's a teaching of Kiswahili language on my playlist. So if you want to learn the basics of Kiswahili, you can go ahead and learn there. So, number one, the illegal immigrants in South Africa and in Africa are the colonizers, are white people, not Africans. Number one, they gave themselves citizenship. Zimbabweans have got African citizenship more than them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to illegal activities and whatever, I look at the root cause. I look at the beginning. Illegal activities taking my knife, my Zimbabwean brother taking a knife, killing a South African or killing a fellow African brother. That is an illegal activity that the police need to take, and that Zimbabwean stupid brother must be taken to prison and be punished. Stealing because those are not things that we Africans do. According to our tradition, we don't steal, we don't rape, we don't do things that were illegal in the olden days are still illegal now in African terms. And Africa did not need prisons, and Africa did not need our women to cover their breasts and everything, because Africans had self-control. You understand what I'm saying? Africans had self-control. So I wanted to cover that. I can speak hours about this topic. I just want to hear your thoughts on the comment section on what I'm saying, because some of you did not get me. They say, King, why do these people, why are you advocating for these people why don't they go to the border and cross legally? There shouldn't be a border in the first place. Who placed the border there? You understand what I'm saying? The people who place the border are the people who don't belong in Africa. Look at how close that village is from South Africa. These people are just crossing. There's another picture I can show you of two African countries. And South Africa is one of the countries that has borders. The other African countries don't have borders. You just walk up and down. The people in Niger walk up and down to Nigeria, Mali. Yeah, the people are just walking. There's no fence. There's no wall. There's nothing. Understand, my African brothers? Let's show each other love. And I want us to love each other so that the white people can see that really these people, there is no, after so many years of terrorizing them, colonizing them, trying to change them, they are resistant like nobody's business. And my plea to my colored brothers is, my colored brothers, you are Africans. You are Africans. You are black. Start acting like that. And I would even challenge my African brothers and sisters, my colored African brothers and sisters, to say, find a language in South Africa that you can adopt as your official language. Afrikaans is not your language. I know it's not nice to hear stuff like that, but Afrikaans is not your language. It will never be your language. You will forever be people who are lost as long as you are speaking Afrikaans. That's what I will say. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the history. There's other videos I need to go do at the studio where I'm going to meet my Ethiopian brother. We're doing some work, and I'll see you guys next time. I wanted to do another video. Just is EFF is in KZN, ANC. Let me do it tomorrow. Let me do it tomorrow. I've got time tomorrow. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I love you so much. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. And after you pray, stand up and do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. Click the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button. I salute you.